1 year ago, we had a Season 1 champion crown and Tanner Cullen. He dominated the season and won the championship one race early. Here tonight, we kick off season number 2 of the Amsoil ARCA Series here underneath the lights of Daytona Beach and Daytona International Speedway. We have a stacked field. We have the East Series champion, the West Series champion, and the defending ARCA champion of Tampon, all in this field. And oh yeah, on top of that, we have the most recent Power Clutch Series champion of Thorn Stout in the field as well. Among everyone else, this is a stacked field, and it's gonna be a great season too. But as always, it kicks off the season at Daytona. It is the AutoNation 200 years to kick off season number 2. What's up everyone, it's your boy Amsoil 7, aka Nathan Stapleton here, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the ARCA Series. We brought this back again, had the finale early on in the year, and now we're back for season number 2, and it's gonna be probably about as fun as it was last season. Oh boy, it was fun. So many short, quick, rapid-fire races, and so many full finishes, so many crazy races in general. And we'll see if Tampon can defend a title and do what they did last year and absolutely dominate. I'm not alone for this one, I'm joined by ironically the same guy I told me with last year. It's in the middle, and welcome back to Daytona, and welcome back to the booth.
Good to be up here again. Always cool joining you in the booth. Don't get to do it super duper often, so I appreciate you inviting me to do this. It's Daytona, so we're gonna have a lot of fun with this one. Very short little 20 lapper here, no pit stops, so just bring what you got and do your best, and we'll see what these guys are able to do for the first race of the season. I'm excited to see how it goes down. But I'm sure that these guys are raring to get this thing started.
Oh yeah, without that, it's gonna be a fantastic race, and it's gonna be a fantastic season. Last season, I thought the series was really competitive, but I'm gonna say this to you. How do you think it's going to play out? Because we have the East Series champion of Chase Taylor, the West Series champion of Blanco Series, oh yeah, the all-time wins leader. We have Tampon, last year's champion. We have Thorn Stout, the most recent Season 5 Power Clutch Series champion. And then you got a bunch of drivers that are just overall really good on this top line. Like Will Taylor, same with Dio, and Abel, Lee, who won here last year, Taylor Rose, and of course, that is Fitzwater and Ben Watson. So how do you think, it's just like Daytona, but how do you think this is going to be here in season 2?
Well, I think we're gonna. I think that this is going to be probably the more competitive of the two series. I'm just going to be 100% honest with those names that you just rattled off there, and you've got all the ARCA champions in this particular division. So I think that it's going to be a very competitive one, but of course, there's a lot of other guys and gals in this thing that are going to try to make a name for themselves and try to move it on up. I mean, it's always a lottery when it comes to these races, especially here at Daytona. So, of course, that's just the nature of offline racing. That's the thrill of it, and but ultimately, I think that it's going to be pretty exciting to see how the defending champions and all the bigger names are going to be duking it out with some of the younger guns here with this particular series. And hey, who knows? Maybe I'll be able to take a little bit of that into the West Series, which, of course, yours truly is partaking in, and is probably going to stink in because that's usually how it goes with this decrepit old has been over here. But I kid, of course. I'm just having a good time, and hope that everyone else watching out there tonight has a good time as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun night, and with how competitive this series is, especially, not only will the champion get a Season 3 reserve next year, but they'll get a reserve in the returning Krispy Kreme National Series in 2025, so that's going to be big, and a little added stakes here for these drivers. On the pole is the driver that ended up getting the most poles out of anyone in the JBL Cup Series this year, is Aaron Abel, and alongside him is the number 30 of Jaden Rando. Role number 2 is the number 73, that is the Power Truck Series champion of Jordan Stout, and alongside him is the number 02 of Kyler Sustry. Role number 3, we got Matthew Burnett in the number 55, and the number 6 of Angel Gutierrez. Well, Number 4 is the number 15 of Reese Michaels, development driver with the Dale Camel, and alongside her is Bruno Diacono in the number 3. And running out the top 10 will be Caleb Bowles in the number 42, returning from last year, and then, oh yeah, the all-time wins leader of Juan Garcia. It's going to take me a little bit to get used to these drivers' names as always, but it's going to be a fun season. If it's as fun as last year, then we are in for a show. Let's go ahead and get these drivers running off here at Daytona for race number 1 of the season, and make sure that everyone is rolling off, and looks like that is the case. It's Daytona. Anyone can get the job done. This could be quite possibly one of the more even races all year long for these ARCA drivers. 20 laps, caution, no pit stops I should say, cautions are on, as always, a little bit different. Last year we had no restricted plates on, but here tonight we have restricted plates on. How do you think that's going to play into a factor, and do you think it will kick off the season with a win?
Well, as far as the racing, I think that it's going to make it pretty close to how ARCA races in real life. I mean, of course, low horsepower, a lot of drag on them. So trying to get a run might be a little bit more difficult. But of course, hey, that's just a mixture of the ARCA series and guys trying to move it up in their careers. As far as my pick, every time I pick someone, it doesn't go well for them, at least most of the time. But in this case, I think the inside lane is going to be the place to be. And I imagine that we might see some cycle racing to start with. So I'm going to go with the driver starting 9th, Caleb Rhodes, in that number 42.
Not bad pick for Caleb. I believe he got a win or 2 last year, not entirely remember, but he did recently win the Owners Championship in the JBL Cup Series, and of course AutoNation got him that Drivers Championship as well. And now as a driver here in the ARCA Series, you get to see what Caleb Rhodes can do in that number 42. And we have to wait and see if Bradley Weem can go back-to-back here at Daytona. He won this event last year, and this year he's in the number 32. The Amsoil ARCA Series is back for 2024, and we will end the season here back in New Smyrna on Christmas, but we're kicking off the season with a bang. It's the AutoNation 200 at Daytona in April, and the number 30 of Jay Randall will lead us to the green, and we are racing at Daytona. Gonna take a little bit for these drivers to get warmed up, about a lap time. 3 wide in the middle, and here comes Jordan South, the Power Truck Series champion, already going for the race lead. And we'll see what ends up happening here tonight, if we see any instances of 4 wide. But it will be the Power Truck Series champion of Jordan South leading lap number 1 of 20 and getting an early season bonus point for leading a lap. Oh my goodness, side draft from Jay Randall to Burnett.
Well, early for that there, Rando. Holy moly. But yeah, I think that we're going to see kind of what I was predicting was some cycle racing, some really bunched up racing here for probably the first couple laps, and then they'll probably try to settle it down. But with the amount of drag and the restrictor plates that these things have, I might be wrong about the runs that I was talking about. Or maybe the fact that they have a harder time getting runs means that these guys are going to be a little more aggressive, and that's why we're seeing them stacked 3 wide like this. As you said, though, 4 wide is not what you want to see. This track is really not wide enough for them to be able to sustain that. So as long as they can keep it clean in that regard, then you'll be in good shape. But it's just enough movement that it's making me a little bit nervous. And with how short of a race this is, there's probably a lot of desperation in there as well to try to get from the back to the front as quickly as you can.
Oh yeah, these are good races. These are basically the shortest races that we want on the channel, and you have to make as many moves as you can. And how about Caleb Rhodes from 9th to 2nd in 2 laps, and he's trying to go for 1 more to the race to lead possibly 3 wide. Here comes last year's Daytona winner Bradley Weem, who dominated this race. I believe started on the pole. He didn't start on the pole here tonight. I don't even think he started inside the top 10, but he's all the way up inside the top 5. We'll see if he's able to dominate once again. But it will be Caleb Rose leading lap number 3. And a bunch of 3 wides still got the number 11 of Jack Koss and Jordan Stout and Bradley Ream. And here comes the number 10 of Local Dawn as well. And Local Dawn's going to help the number 32 of Bradley Ream. And that's not a bad driver to follow, because he won this race last year. And it's 2023 all over again. They're going to do Bradley Ream back up to the front at Daytona.
I will just point this out because I'm looking at the list. The number 10 is actually Ryan Little, I believe. Based on the list that I just saw.
I think I got the E Series mixed up. It's literally the same scheme, just different manufacturer. So that's why Ryan Little, my bad, is in the number 10. And he's going to try and take the race lead. But great stuff early on.
Yeah, great stuff indeed. But yeah, it's they're just kind of cycling through at the moment. And yeah, like I said, that's probably just the nature of the restrictor plate. So now it's just going to come down to timing and exactly where you are on track at what point in the race. And if you can get it timed just right, that you get to the inside lane with maybe 2 laps to go, and you're within the top half of the field, you're probably going to have a decent shot at winning this thing. So now you just got to play your cards accordingly and hope that they fall in your favor.
One move from Caleb Rose right there in 1 and 2. He went from the outside lane to the bottom in the middle of 1 and 2, and he's going to take back the race lead. I think we might have found 2 of the more stronger cars here tonight up front, and it might be Caleb Rose and Bradley Ream, 2 drivers that ran in this series last year, and it would be Caleb Rose leading that lap. It's 1 point for leading a lap, and it's a bonus point for leading the most laps here tonight, and it's only a 14 race season just like last year. And every point matters, especially if it gets down to New Smyrna, and it comes down to that. But an aggressive move from Mendoza, Eleanor Mendoza, that was almost 4 wide in 1 and 2. And these guys are getting a little bit more antsy, almost 3 wide throughout the entire pack here at Daytona.
Outside lane is actually starting to charge here. Just hold on to that lead right now for Bradley Ream in the 32. I imagine probably going to lead this lap based on the great push there from the 73. And will indeed lead that lap that time. But yeah, if you can get them hooked up on that outside now, they're starting to kind of fall into what I would expect at this track. Although right as I say that, 3 wide for the race lead, I believe that is the 06.
Yep.
Yeah, that is indeed. So now we got some more noise happening up here.
The 06 of Will Parrish, and the number 06 Will Parrish ran in the series last year, and trying to get this inside lane to work 3 by 3 by 3 throughout the entire field. And this is going to get sketchy. Here comes the East Series champion from last year, Chase Harris, on the inside, pushing those systems. Oh, Benny Watson almost put Mendoza in the middle of 4 wide. That was a little bit close right there. But Parrish will lead lap number 7. And we got Eleanor Mendoza, development driver to Felicity Mendoza and Alex Ventale. Multiple drivers for that for that one driver. But the number 75 up front. Benny Watson, great to see Benny up front. Last year it was Josephine O'Neill in the series, but now it's Benny Watson. And these guys, oh my goodness, they might lack here tonight. They didn't last year, but they are way more aggressive here tonight. And we are not even halfway through the AutoNation 200.
It's just a matter of time, I think, especially with Benny Watson making those moves. Ugh. But it's also the 75 is sliding up on the track, so that's not helping things, I think, for that situation. So, I mean, it's hard to see a gap and not take it, because it's like, well, if it's there, you got to do what you got to do. But at the same time, you know that it could cause a problem. So as race drivers, that's just the natural instinct to want to try to take that gap. But in this case, if you try to take that gap, it could end up very ugly for not only yourself, but many, many others. So they just got to keep it careful here. But I don't know. I think that's might be that 75.
No. 4 wide for the race lead.
Here we go.
And
this is it. There it is.
The top 3, the big one at Daytona. Ben Watson goes around. Bradley Weem is involved, Nico Samadillo, Caleb Rose, Matthew Burnett, and literally the top three that were up front all race long get involved in this one. And the 75 is going to get second at the line as Juan Little will win the race back to the line.
That's what I meant. The gap was there. He took it. And that's the result. And my pick got wrecked again. Sorry, Caleb. I did that to you.
Multiple cars involved. That might have been half the field involved. When we only have 24 cars, that might have taken out 10 to 12 cars. Caleb Rose is destroyed and he's done. And at number 42. I saw multiple cars were involved. Benny Watson, his back end is destroyed. And Abel Alposa has some hood damage. Harris has some left side damage. Parrish has rear end damage. The number 3 might have a little bit of damage. I saw last year's Daytona, Bradley Weem get involved a little bit. Same with Burnett and Samadillo. So, a lot of drivers involved in that one. Oh, man. But meanwhile, how about some of these drivers up front now? That would be up front on the restart. Juan Little, Eleanor Mendoza, Juan Kennington, the defending champion of Tanner Pullen, Zane Crawford, who was leading the points in the first half of the season last year, and then the number 11 of Jack Koss as well. We're going to have a whole new set of players in the second half of this one, but before we get to the restart, let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the night in the AutoNation 200 here at Daytona. Here we go, 4 wide at Daytona, and we know the result. Eleanor Mendoza made it 4 wide, and unfortunately, the 3 drivers that were controlling all 3 lanes, Will Parrish, Chase Harris, and Caleb Rose are all going to go into the outside wall, hauling into the outside wall, Bradley Weem, but number 10 actually going to get clipped a little bit, going to turn a 97 around. Close call from Tanner Pullen right there. And then these guys just have nowhere to go. The track is blocked, and Giacomo Samadillo, number 73, actually gets in just fine and goes around the outside. And then I believe the 27 of Aaron Abel with a little tap to the 3 right there. Yes, right there. And not as many cars as I thought. There's still quite a few that got around it, but multiple cars involved. Same with Dio and Abel and Harris, Parrish, and Rose, Weem, Burnett, Watson. A lot of cars are torn up in this one, but that's just the nature of Daytona. And I don't think too many drivers will be happy with the development driver to Alexander Vitale of Eleanor Mendoza, and a very unfortunate break right there.
We're going into turn 3. Mendoza looks to kind of get the nose in there, as I was talking about, just kind of getting that nose in there. But then the 06, I think, got a little spooked, came up the track a bit. I don't think that those guys really knew that they were 4 wide, and around they went. Yeah, a lot of great avoidant action there. I think especially the 68 managed to miss that. But credit to the 10 for getting clipped and actually held on to it, going through the grass, and made the pass for the race lead. So that's kind of funny. I'm looking at the side. I don't see much visible damage. So I think the 10 might be okay, despite being out front here. If there is any damage, though, it's going to show pretty quickly. So we'll find out how that could affect the 10, if at all.
Yeah, the 10 did an incredible record points and an incredible save for just having a little bit of a tap. We'll see if, of course, this is Daytona, so we'll see if that number 10 of Wino has any engine damage. But tough play for everyone involved, and it's just Daytona for you. Let's go ahead and get back to the restart past halfway here in the season opener for season number 2 of the Amsoil ARCA Series. Welcome back to Daytona Beach, Florida, and at Daytona International Speedway, we were about to go back green, and unfortunately, we got the number 15 of Reese Michaels, who just had a fuel system issue right when we were about to go back racing. Caleb Rose is the only car that is out from the big one. Juan Little, a lot of question marks on that car and that engine, but he's going to be the race leader, followed by Mendoza, Kennington, not Kennington, Tampon, the last year's winner, champion, St. Crawford, Jack Haas, and then Takasha in the number 68, the 35 of Dewani, the 57 of Fitzwater, and then the number 20 of Juan Garcia. Here we go, 9-lap shootout here at Daytona, and the moment of truth. Let's see if how this number 10 fires off on the race restart.
Kakashi, by the way, on 68.
Yeah, sorry to Matthew Hubert on that one. That's going to be probably the name I struggle with the most here this season. But nevertheless, a great restart from the number 75, and it's not what the field wants to see after what we just saw. And the number 10 with a bad restart might have a little bit of damage than what we thought. And Tampon, the last year's champion, the season 1 champion of Tampon, is back up front, and the number 8 machine did a great performance there, and gonna take the race lead. And I really think that 10 has more damage than what we thought, as he's dropping like a walk. How about the 68 making it 3 wide for the race lead?
Yeah, look at that. They're making a big headway there. Ronald Kennington absolutely stuck and dropping back. Gonna have to try to get out from behind this number 10. Oh, man, that was a shovel right there. 25, I believe that is. Yeah. But, yeah, now we're down to only 8 laps to go. Still a lot of guys that are kind of figuring it out back there. But now it looks like we're probably going to have about 8 cars, maybe 9 cars. Yeah, 10 in total, it looks like, that are going to have a great shot at this win. I want 57. First time we mentioned that car out here tonight.
Zachary Fitzwater got his first win on the channel earlier this year at Richmond in the Power Truck Series. And finally, don't have to go into the ARCA Series and still wondering when he will win, because he got it, but he wants more wins here. But how about Jay Rando making it 3 wide all by himself, squeezing the 57 and the 68, but Takashi, my bad,
Takashi.
is gonna get a massive one from Tampon on the outside. And if you want a Menegan one to help you, it's gonna be the defending champion of Tampon, as these guys are moving all over the place. Juan Garcia is gonna ditch his teammate of St. Crawford. How about the number 02 is up here of Kyle Susrai, the number 35 of Dewani. The 10 is still up here, barely. Same with Diacomo, and same with Burnett. So it looks like we have roughly 12 cars that are competitive, and 15 in total in the lead pack still. With 6 to go at the line, the 68. A development driver to Matthew Hubert is looking really strong all of a sudden here at Daytona.
Yeah, looking really strong after just barely managing to miss that crash. Kasumi Takashi, I believe is how is how that should be pronounced. But now we're down to double wide, which is quite interesting, actually. Although I don't think it's going to last long. I think the front row starter, Jay Rando, is probably going to look to make the move. Actually, no, it's going to be Kennington that's going to make the first move in the 69 after getting back into contention here. A few other guys are going to try to make it happen, but yeah, I'm surprised. Double wide. And we'll see how that could play into what kind of runs these guys can get.
Yeah, that... Oh my goodness, what a block from 20. Blocked the number 02 of Southswipe back there. 5 laps to go. Not a lot of time, but the 68 of Takashi is just fantastic out front. Clean air and just blocking each lane, running kind of a lane lower in the corners and just running the high side on the straightaways. Now running the top side for that number 68. But she's trying to get win number 1 and start number 1 here on the channel, and right now doing a good job, but has 2 of the baddest drivers on the channel, and more specifically the community for Fitzwater. But we got the defending champion of Tampon leading this outside lane, and we got Fitzwater leading this inside lane. But oh yeah, we only have 4 laps to go at the line, and oh my goodness, Bradley Weeman is so slow. We may or may not catch up with that 32.
Ooh, it's going to be close. I think we will. And oh boy, yeah, that's going to be ugly. when they do catch him. But hopefully it's not on the last lap, or hopefully not at all. But looks like probably will. And man, they're just kind of stuck in they're just kind of stuck in a stalemate right now. I wouldn't be surprised if Parton, though, once he gets clear of Fitzwater, which he's not quite able to do,
Almost
but I
got
think that
there.
once he gets clear, yeah, once he gets clear, I think that he's going to try to make some noise here on the 68. But at the moment, Takashi living a charmed life, and especially if they go 3 wide, the 30, he was thinking about it. I don't think the 30 quite has the car to try to make that happen unless the 6 really gives them a push. But now clear is Parton, so we'll see what he's going to do with that with 3 laps to go.
Tampon, the Season 1 champion, might kick off the season with the race win. He needs to get another good one down the bat from this number 73 of Jordan Stout, and then might be able to do a slingshot. Exactly what he's going to do. A massive one. He's going to get clear same with Jordan Stout. And here we go. Tampon to the inside. 3 wide behind him. Pulling to the inside. And from help from Jordan Stout. 2 laps to go at the line. And Tampon, the C1 champion, might get the race win. But here comes the Season 5 Power Truck Series champion. 2 champions battling for the win with 2 laps to go at Daytona.
Still a valiant effort from Takashi right there, but not quite going to be able to hold on to that lead. But now they're getting formed up, trying to see who's pushing who. But now Fitzwater, dumps the 73 and is going to go for it himself. Going to have Jerry Rando pushing him. And I think that that's going to give the advantage to Fitzwater for the moment. But now, Parton on the back of the 73 and a lap car ahead. This is going to get ugly, I think.
It's going to be right at the line to start the final lap of this race. The AutoNation 200 has been a pretty solid one here. And here we go. This is going to decide, are they going to split them? No, they won't. It's going to be Fitzwater, Rando, and Kennington being the 3 cars with a shot at this race win. 2 Fords, 1 Chevy. Final lap here at Daytona. Will Fitzy get win number 2 on the channel? Will Jay Rando finally get his first after getting oh so close in the Power Truck Series all year long? Or will Kennington finally break through and get that win after having a cursed year in the JBL Cup Series? Rando all over the back bumper of the number 57, but does not have a lot of help. He's gonna try something here in 3 and 4. He's gonna try it side by side through 3 and 4. Where will Kennington go? That's gonna be the deciding factor. Kennington's gonna go to the bottom. Fitzy might get one up top. They're gonna be side by side at the line. And it'll be Jay Rando winning the AutoNation 200 at Daytona.
Nicely done. Very nicely done there. Front row starter. Able to get it done. Despite falling back early on, came back up here and found the open lane, and it worked out. Kind of a bummer that the lap car had to get into that, but still though a great race and a great win for car number 30, kicking off the season pretty much how you want to.
Jay Rando was oh so good in the Power Truck Series this year, but just couldn't get that first win. Well, here in his first ARCA start, kicks off right with a bang. Great one from the number 30, great one from Kennington, I believe got 3rd, and then a great one for Fitzy. Not quite with the race win, but still, I'm sure he will take that. And very unfortunate of Bradley Wayne getting in the way, but luckily it happened at the white flag right at the line, and was able to have enough time for these for the top 3 to build up a 1. And we had a photo finish at the line. What a way to kick off season number 2 for the Amsoil ARCA Series. Fitzy gets second actually by 51 1,000ths of a second. Jay Rando gets the win. Kennington in 3rd. And then 4th on back got held up by the lap caller of Bradley Weem, who was ridiculously slow. Jordan Stout gets 4th. Tampon, last year's champion. Well, I guess earlier this year's champion, but C1 champion, gets 5th. Dwani in 6th. How about Burnett? I thought he got involved in that big one earlier, but he might not happen, and gets a 7th place one. Gutierrez in 8th. Sustry in 9th. And how about Bruno Diacomo? Gets a 10th place one in that number 3 machine. in the qualifier, Garcia, Mendoza, Takashi. Got feel bad for her because with 2 laps to go, it looked like that 68 might have had the car to beat, but it was just not meant to be. Wanna Watson, same deal. Haas, Harris, Abel, and Parrish all on the lead lap. And then Bradley Ream 1 lap down. Reese Michaels had the fuel system on the restart, also 1 lap down. And then, unfortunately, Andrew, you didn't have good luck with the pick again. Caleb was only caught out here tonight at Daytona.
I need to stop picking people. Oh, both yours and AG's channel. Oh my goodness.
uh,
But no, I mean that was a lot of fun. Congrats to Jay Rando. Got a feel for Takashi there with a great run, and then going to end up 14th, last car in the pack. Ryan Little was able to get some laps led there, so bonus point there. But yeah, definitely, I think that hit caused a lot more damage than we realized. Going to end up losing the draft. So that's a bit of a bummer there for the 10, but still points. But hey, it's the first race of the season. It's Daytona. It's where the most chaos is going to happen. From here on out, though, we'll see where the cream will rise to the top, and we'll see what happens for the rest of the season. Jay Rando, though, going to be going in with a lot of momentum, and same with Fitzwater and Kennington. I mean, finishing 1, 2, 3 is going to put them in a great spot for the points to start with. So if they can continue to haul that momentum forward, they're going to be already in a good spot to try to keep that points position toward the top. My goodness, I'm not good at commentary. I'm sorry.
it's definitely gonna be interesting. Daytona probably the most chaotic race of the season. We only have one other speedway left of Talladega towards the middle, but if you think it's gonna be all sunshine and rainbows and just nice and calm throughout the rest of the season, you're a little wrong. Cause race number 2 next week, which is Hollywood Stadium Shootout Week. It is race 2 of the season for the AutoZone 250 63 laps, and last year there's an early crash that saw someone fly into the wall and got stuck in it. So, if that's any indication, you cannot take Oswego dirt for granted. But that's going to be the next races you see here on the channel. The E Series with the opener at Oswego dirt, the ARCA Series at Oswego dirt for race 2, and then of course 3 days of action for the Richard Hollywood State Show main field. It's really fun, and we cannot wait for that. But congratulations to Jay Rando on getting the win here tonight, and the AutoNation doing a wild one here at Daytona, as it always is, and a full finish once again, and hopefully that's more of what we see throughout the entire the Amsoil ARCA Series. Thanks, Landon, for joining me up here in the booth, and until next time, the other points at the race 1 up the season for season 2 of the Amsoil ARCA Series. Bye!